everybody, you might be wondering what this rather horrible mess is that you can see before you, and it is my painting that I have been working on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I had to realise that it had gone horribly wrong. As you can see, if I come back here, yeah, this is not good. I had to sand off most of it because it had cracked. Had to sand all these cracks down. Blah, 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 blah. I had to get rid of most of it, even though that had taken me, like I say, weeks to do. And I had to think, well, do I press on with this and it's just going to keep cracking and cracking and it's not going right, or do I just face up to it and sand it off and start again and lose weeks of work? And that's what I decided to do. And normally I would no way in a million years share something that has gone so hideously wrong with you because I am embarrassed and because it's just not what I would normally do. So I decided to do something I would not normally do in the hope that it will be helpful to somebody out there who has had similar problems with paint cracking off perhaps, or is facing the same issue where they're pressing on with something that they should really step back from and perhaps redo. So yeah, I sanded these cracks back. Now I think that the reason that they did crack was because I was using an old tube of acrylic. Now acrylic gets stickier and goopier the more you use it. Please focus, camera. And this indigo colour, which I've used predominantly on here, which is my favourite thing to use in all my paintings, I had an old tube of it and I shouldn't really have been using it. And what I found out was that colours like this, oh please focus, you know you want to, colours like this, quickly, there you go, are made up of a variety of other colours. These very these artist quality ones, they're made up of other colours, that phthalo blue, crinidone violet and carbon black, and apparently anything with carbon black in it can cause problems. They're very dense pigments and they're all mixed together, and then if you mix them with other kinds of paint they don't go very well together. So if this in any way might shed some light on problems you've ever had or you might come across in the future, be aware that this stuff is quite difficult to work with, and especially it's heavy body. I didn't even notice that till just now. Yeah, oh god, how dense am I? I am another heavy dense body of anyway, yes, so that gives me a clue, and I'm trying to mix it with other acrylic paint and it didn't like it at all. So I sanded it off and I tried to put some PVA into the gaps and then sanded it off again, so that hopefully the surface when I come to paint on it again will be smooth. I'm not quite sure how to paint on this now because I don't want to just layer and layer and layer it up again and have the same problem. That would be horrendous. So what I have done, I have invested in some different powdery paints which have not arrived yet. When they do, I will share them with you. I don't think the solution to this is banging a great big heavy load of paint on top of it, so I'm going to try and delicately build this up with, because it's made of, this is light, so it should be light and not heavy body, although I need the contrast between the darkness, so it's all very challenging. So before I just finish this very short video, and there will be another one when I can show you what happens next, whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, I will still share it with you. I decided to look into my everyday enchantment deck to see what cards would relate to this experience. Now obviously I would like things to start again, like the Ace of Wands. I have a blank canvas and I can be filled with optimism about what's going to happen and feel confident and obviously have the skill to make something good happen on my canvas. But unfortunately this is what happened so far, but I still have the potential to not to take it back to blank or to throw it away and start all over again, but to bring this back from the place that it has reached, which is not a happy one. I really don't like sharing this, but it's very uncomfortable for me to share something that's gone wrong. And I also have to point out that I am actually working on a kitchen counter. I have no studio. My circumstances, which I haven't gone into fully, but I've alluded to in many videos. My circumstances are such that I have most of my things are in storage. I am working at a kitchen counter, which is the only place where there's any light. I have no studio. My paints are everywhere. Not conducive, so I'm not working under the best of conditions, but that's no excuse. It still shouldn't have gone this badly wrong. So other cards that relate to this experience, she didn't give up. She has, if you read the story of this woman that goes with the Six of Wands, you will find out that she has hidden problems, but she has not let them stop her from going over the hurdles. And these are my hurdles here, which are not literally as physically difficult, but they are very stressful and taxing for me because I can't bear it when things go wrong and I hate wasting time. So they're all very challenging things for me personally, whereas the hurdles in the Six of Wands were challenging for her. And I also looked for inspiration to the Eight of Coins. This chap would not let anything put him off. His quest for perfection and his pride in his work would just keep him going, no matter how many times he messed up or didn't get it quite as wonderful as he'd like it to be. He would keep going, I know that. So my inspiration comes from the chap in the Eight of Wands. Sorry, coins. It's a coins card. Yeah. You can probably tell that I'm feeling quite edgy because I know I've got to get on with this painting now. And it's probably not going to go as well as I want it to. And finally, I'm trying to not get into the depths of despair over it because it is, after all, only a painting. But to me, it's my life. It's what I do. It's my purpose and it's my love and it's everything. So, yeah, I could quite easily just go like this. But instead, I'm trying to be like this. So, bear with me. I will produce another video and we will see whether I actually manage to fulfill my potential and to remain hopeful no matter what comes next. And now I'm going to get on with it. So thank you for joining me for this short video. There will be a part 2, perhaps even a part 3, and I hope that it's been useful in some way. You can relate to it, or the things I've said will be helpful. Also, before I go, I am working, I don't want to show you too much around the edge. There's the kitchen counter that I'm working on. It's just all very unconducive really, but I'm trying my best. I'm working on an oval canvas. It's the first time I've ever done it, and unfortunately I've noticed that the oval frame of the canvas is coming through the painting also, so there is another issue I'm going to have to deal with. Have you ever faced this happening? Are you an artist? Have you worked on canvases? Has your frame ever come through underneath the painting? Now I might just have to incorporate that somehow into it. There might be nothing I can do about it. I've tried to put cardboard underneath there and to build some sort of structure up, but whatever I do I get a bulge. So any ideas on that? Have you faced that? If you do, buy an oval frame canvas to work on. Be aware that that might happen and factor it in somehow, or find some way of, oh god, sorry, I've just noticed something else is wrong. Oh, there's a lump here. Yes, anyway, oval canvases, me and my thing. I'm going to get on with this now. Let's see what happens. I'll be back soon. Take care, loads of love, bye.